6 years later and millions of dollars generated, it's safe to say that I've learned a lot along the way. Running your own business is already extremely overwhelming, and if there's things that you can prepare for ahead of time, it quite literally could make or break your ecom career. Now, taking a look back at my time in ecom, I'm now able to share with you guys the things that I wish I knew earlier. That way you guys will avoid the same mistakes that I did. Before we get into that list, there's a couple things I want to mention. If you guys are looking for free mentorship in e-commerce and a free custom website, this is now what I'm able to provide you guys thanks to my partnership with Shopify. Not only are we able to provide free custom Shopify stores built for you, but we're also doing 3 live coaching calls a week, a Discord community with like-minded individuals, a full A to Z Shopify course with everything that you need to know, and so many more resources. I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of this. Again, it's completely for free. If you want to join the community and get free mentoring, I'll have a link down below in the description. All right, the very first thing that I wish I knew was that people don't buy products, they buy feelings. Nike sells motivation, not shoes. Disney sells memories, not roller coasters. And Amazon sells convenience, not products. Most people I see when they get the itch to start an online business, they go straight into looking for the coolest product that's trending, that no one else has seen before, that they can make viral content with. Then they find that product and completely build their website and copy alongside the features of that product. This also goes for their advertisements. All of their advertisements are only listing the features of the product, and what they should be doing instead is positioning that product with a marketing angle. The advertisements, the website, the copy should all be about the marketing angle or the emotion that you're selling to the customer, rather than just the product and its features. No one wants to see that it has a 3000 milliamp hour wattage and the battery, and no one cares to see that it has an automatic off timer after 15 seconds. Like, stuff like that is just very irrelevant. You want to sell emotions to the customer through the marketing angle. You want them to envision what their life would be like with that product. I'm going to pull up one of my own websites as an example. This is the Putter Pal. It's a laser putter that you attach onto your putter, and it shoots a laser and helps with your alignment. But as you can see on the website here, there's really nothing about the features of the product. We know it's got an on button, we know it has a laser, we know it has a continuous feature, but you don't see that anywhere on the website. You see master your starting line, perfect alignment on every stroke, real-time visual feedback. And if you scroll down further, you can see that the winning marketing angle that we've been using is lowering your handicap, right? So a lot of people in golf, if you don't know what that is, they struggle with lowering their handicap, which is essentially your score. We tested a lot of different marketing angles, and we found that lowering your handicap was a really strong angle. If I went back onto my website and I changed all of the copy to revolve around the handicap and selling the idea of lowering your handicap rather than just buying this product to help your golf game. The marketing angle is very simple. I picked out something in golf that if you are a golfer, you would know and want to improve. And my idea was, if everyone wants to lower their score in golf or their handicap, there's a ton of different ways you can do that. You can, get better at driving, irons, chipping, all this stuff, right? But I focused on putting because putting is technically 50% of your golf game. It's a large number. So if you can master your putting, you can lower your handicap. That's a great example of a marketing angle and how you should sell the idea or the emotion of a specific angle of the product rather than just the features of the product. The second thing that I wish I knew earlier on is that your online store is just as important as if it were a physical store. Imagine this. Let's say you're walking down the street and you walk by a restaurant and there's someone outside promoting the restaurant, trying to get you to come in. He's charming, he chats you up, he's dressed very nicely, and he gets you to come inside the restaurant and to grab some lunch. But once you walk into that restaurant, it's disgusting. It smells, it doesn't look like it's been cleaned in ages. You don't want to eat there. So what would you do? You'd most likely just look at whoever you're with, or if you're by yourself, just turn around and walk out of that restaurant and go somewhere else. You don't want to eat there. The exact same thing takes place in your online business. And honestly, it takes place even more so than in person, because online, your customers are hiding behind a screen. There's no human interaction. There's no awkward, I don't want to eat here, like for no reason, I just want to leave. You don't have to make up an excuse. You just exit out of the website. So to put the analogy back onto e-commerce, if you've got an amazing advertisement and people love it and they love the product and they click onto it, but when they're directed to your website, maybe the load time is really slow, the fonts aren't consistent, the layout is ugly, whatever it may be, they are going to bounce from your website. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically when someone clicks onto your website and they take no actions on your website, they don't scroll, they don't click on anything, and they just leave. So the moral of the story here is that you actually need to spend some time designing out your website. Don't just throw it up as quickly as possible and start running ads. You're just wasting money. You need to put the same amount of care into your online store as you would a physical store. And to be honest with you, I really struggle with this. I'm not that creative of a person in terms of design and layout. So my best friend is creativeos.com. I go into the landing page section and they've got a bunch of landing page templates that you can copy into Figma. Then you replace with your own copy and images and then plug back into your website. That's what I like to do. Or if you don't want to do any work at all, then you can just outsource this and hire someone that's good at designing websites. Also, while we're on this topic, don't forget to get the free mentorship, 3 live coaching calls a week, and a free custom store in the description. All right, the third thing that I really wish I knew before starting the ecom brand is that if you're not constantly testing, your business is constantly dying. That's really dramatic, but it's just the truth. The majority of amateur ecom brand owners that find success, they forget to do one thing, and that's evolve. Yes, you may get lucky and hit a winning product or a winning marketing angle or a winning advertisement, and you may make $100,000 in 1 month. But trust me, you will soon realize that everything comes to an end. That ad that you're running will fatigue at some point. Competitors will start popping up out of nowhere selling your product probably better than you. And Facebook might even restrict your account. You just don't know what's gonna happen. And that massive dopamine hit that you found from your first successful winning product is gonna take this exact path. It's gonna go straight up and then it's gonna come crashing straight down. You're gonna be extremely stressed and not know what to do. If you're making money in your e-commerce business, you have to think steps ahead and essentially beat that impending doom on your winning product store. And the solution to this is that you should be constantly testing as a business and evolving. If you found a winning product with a winning marketing angle and a winning landing page, you should not stop there. Your work is not done. Of course, scale it up and milk it as much as you can, right? But as you're doing that, make sure that you're testing in the background. What you need to be testing is new ad creatives, new marketing angles, separate landing pages even, and potentially start thinking about private labeling your product. So that way, once that winning ad starts fatiguing or people are not interested in the marketing angle anymore, you'll hopefully already be on your way to scaling up your second ad creative. Definitely trust me on this one, I've made this exact mistake. Right after I quit my full-time job to pursue ecom full-time, just 1 week later, my Facebook ad account got restricted and I didn't have a backup. So essentially all of the money that I was making, and it was just one store at the time, went to zero. Pretty much overnight too, with an ad account restriction. And I didn't have a backup, so I was extremely stressed. I left a high-paying job, I didn't have a backup, I wasn't thinking 2 steps ahead. But it made me realize I need to be steps ahead of my business if I want to do this long-term and actually run it as a sustainable business and career. The fourth thing that I wish I knew earlier on is that you need a solid supply chain. Your product's supply chain is quite literally the lifeblood of your business. If you're sourcing your product and delivering it from an unreliable supplier such as AliExpress, I promise you that you will start to have an insane amount of headaches once you start scaling. The communication's poor, you don't know what they're sending, you don't know the quality of the products, there's no QA, quality assurance control, nothing like that. Products might arrive broken, in the wrong packaging, the wrong product might arrive, the product might not even arrive at all. There's so many different issues that can take place when sourcing from a website like AliExpress. You're basically just trusting this supplier that's in China to send the correct product and it's not gonna be broken. If and when this does happen, you are gonna have a customer service nightmare. This has literally happened to me. I'm just speaking from experience. You're gonna have to deal with a ton of returns, complaints, and more importantly, you're gonna lose a loyal customer. If they're upset with your service, they're not gonna recommend you to a friend. They're not gonna purchase from you again. They're probably gonna initiate a refund or a chargeback and then move along. But if you can provide a great customer service, deliver your products on time and the actual packaging that they should arrive in, all of those customers are way more likely to recommend your product to a friend or buy another one for themselves or a gift for someone else. And that's extremely important because that would be the lifetime value of the customer. If they come back and buy more, the LTV of that customer is gonna go up, which means that you don't have to spend another X amount on advertisements to get a new customer. You essentially spent X amount in ads one time, and let's say that customer is loyal and they bought twice, you got 2 customers for the price of 1. That's a really in-depth topic that we could go into, but LTV of a customer is extremely important for a sustainable brand. Just keep that in mind. And if you don't know where to find a quality supplier, this is my go-to and recommendation for everyone just starting out. This is Zendrop. It's one of the top ecom suppliers specifically for Shopify and dropshipping. They service both the dropshipper and ecom brands. They can scale your business with you. And what makes Zendrop different than like an AliExpress or some other competitors is that Zendrop actually owns their own warehouses, right? So they own their full supply chain and they're an American-based company, which means you get full control and essentially access and visibility into your supply chain. It makes them as a business a lot more reliable in terms of product sourcing and fulfillment. And what's great about it is it also connects directly into Shopify. All you have to do is download it. At the top left, go into Connect My Store, connect it into your Shopify store, and then start adding products and editing them on the Zendrop app. They've got tens of thousands of products to choose from. You can choose where it ships out of. Both their China and their US warehouses are available to ship out of. They've got competitive pricing on the products, great quality assurance, and they come in great boxes, not just some cheap China stuff. And they also make your order fulfillment extremely easy and automated. So whenever you get an order, I've got a test order here. It'll show up onto your Zendrop account and you can click on auto fulfillment and it will fulfill all those orders automatically for you. And another thing that's pretty cool about them If you are running a successful ecom brand and you want to scale up even further with maybe custom boxes, custom bundles, private labeling, and things like that, they have all of those options available. They want to scale with you. So if you're a beginner and you're just using them for dropshipping, that's great. But if you actually turn it into a real brand, they want to scale with you and be your fulfillment service provider. They're my go-to for fulfillment. It just takes all of the headaches out of looking for a quality supplier. If you want to try out Zendrop for free to see how it works and get $200 in product cost credits, which means your first $200 worth of products that you need to ship out to your customers, they will cover. If it sounds like something you want to try, I'll have a link down below in the description. All right, guys, those are the things that I wish I knew before making millions of dollars in e-commerce. They're extremely important, so I hope you were paying attention. And hopefully you look back one day and are grateful that you watched this video and avoided some headaches. And of course, if you want to join my free mentorship and free custom stores, join that in the description down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys next time.